understand. I know. The grayed out buttons make it look like you don't have it, and then you have to hit them anyway. It's kind
I
of
had no
confusing.
idea what
I'm sorry.
I did Zoom last semester with Dr. Krugel, but
Yeah,
I'm a novice.
that's okay.
It's like
Welcome
I'm learning
to
new every week.
the pronto world. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to back up over here and I'm going to share my screen and hopefully more people will join us as we begin. I see someone is typing out there in the student life feed.
Okay.
So
I'll try to keep
hopefully
an eye
we
on that for you.
yeah. Okay. And so I'm going to try to share my screen and see if I can share the screen that I want. I'm going to share this screen. And then, does everyone see my slide now?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Or do you just, oh, yay.
Yes,
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you for coming out this evening. I'm grateful that all of y'all took time to be here and to find out all the new things that are happening in the CD. And we're going to learn some tips and tricks as well as look at the new resources, maybe review some resources that you're for how to use them more effectively. I thank Dr. here with you tonight, and just in case, I'll say I'm Stephanie Garrett, and I am the new CDU Online Librarian. I had big shoes to step into and fill when Sister Rebecca retired, and I am not shy about trying to get people involved with the library, even if it means I have to pay you to find out. So Dr. Thorell will be entering your names this evening into a little name wheel or she will spin it later at the end of the session. And so everyone who's observing or is in the meeting, your name will go in and we'll give away a $10 Amazon gift card that will be sent to you in your CDU email. So with that said, I'm going to begin. And one thing you should know about me is I'm from the South, and when we are meeting in person in the South, we always have food or and drinks, and we get together and share. And so my Southern manners tell me that I need to share something with you. And instead of being able to give you at least some mints this evening, I'm going to do something called a mentee. It's a little poll. And for those of you out there, you can that I put in the chat. You can see it here on the screen. Maybe if you're not viewing this on your phone or tablet, you can scan the QR code and it is going to take you. And there are two different questions. And if you could just enter those questions or answer those questions and submit your answers, then in a few minutes, we'll take a look at the results. And so I can't, since it's sharing this particular template in my screen, or this screen, I can't see who all is out there. So does anybody have questions, or are you able to get to the poll?
The link worked for me.
Worked for me.
Okay, okay, good.
Yeah, I think
Good.
it's working.
Cute little poll. Okay. And I don't know if anybody's put anything in chat to say anything about it since I can't see that. So
Yeah, I will let you know, Stephanie,
if
if I
you guys,
see.
okay, okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click and we'll see what results we do have in there. Let's see. Well, So far, it hasn't tabulated any results for me yet, so we may have to go back to that. So let me just ask, since it's not, and I don't know if you saw the screen change when I tried to go over there. So can you tell me some of the things that you think about when you hear the word library?
Books.
Books. Okay. I'm going to bear with me. I'm going to go see if I can get my results. I don't know why they're not. So just show up for here. Okay. All right. Well, I guess so my Southern hospitality isn't doing too well this evening. Oh, there it is. It just showed up. Can you see the screen with, oh, hold on. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and share this screen. Okay, our results have showed up here. So you should be able to see the word cloud.
We actually can't see it now.
In there. Okay, hold on. Oh, let's see. Can you see it now?
Yes.
It's a little slower. So it seems that we had like by the size of the words, everybody has even thoughts or no particular word was repeated. So we think quiet, knowledge, records, books, research, archives, assistance, and computers. And so I'm glad to see that we have research in there. I see that nobody said anything about databases and maybe online journals, which are one or two of the things that we are increasing for students in the library. So we're going to talk about some of those in a few minutes. And then let's see here. So for people who've used the resources in the library, I had one person wrote that they used the New Catholic Encyclopedia. It says they haven't used the CDU library. That does not surprise me. And then the two things that I've listed that didn't get any votes are the ATLA ebook library and the ATLA religion database. And those are two things that have existed for a while in the library. We're going to talk about some ways to use those more effectively. And so I appreciate you sharing. Anybody out there, you still can vote or complete that. I'll have all your results later. So I'm going to close this. Do you see my slide again?
Yes,
or
we're back to
what do you
mentee.
see? Okay, you're back to my slide. Okay, great. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go to the CDU library and we're going to talk about all of the new things that have been added, as well as some tips for using the existing resources such as the ATLA database library. So I'm going to have to stop sharing this screen and now go share my second screen. Okay, we'll give it a minute. And then everybody should see the CDU Online Library page.
Yes, we do.
And if you don't know how to, if you don't know how to get here, when you're in Canvas, you either through your dashboard where it says library, class such as orient there. Any class you are in is going to list the library over here on the left. And so when you click it, use the same place as the course. And I guess it's going to move slow this evening. There it goes. Now, if you've recently done orientation, you're going to find that there are some changes to this main page. The first thing is the library introduction mentioned in here or in orientation has been moved up to the very first thing on your screen. And so when you're using it, you can click here on the button or on this link, and it's going to take you to the orientation video. And the orientation video is going to explain to you how to use these resources down here, which was the original main page for the tablets. So it's going to show you how everything works in the tablets. They're still there. They're just moved it as we get ready to reformat the way we do the library. And then at the top, one of your most valuable resources in the library is your librarian. So quickly, how to get to me and get contact when you need help. And one thing I will say, if you're searching for stuff in the library and you haven't found anything to use within 15 minutes, you need to contact the librarian because there are so many resources out there. And if it takes you more than 15 minutes of your hard-earned time to find something, the librarian can help speed that up for you and reduce your frustration.
That sounds wonderful.
So we have this first section for those important things. And now we're changing, and I have a what's new section, and we have several new items here. And one of the things you will see that every new item has a survey. So if you check out that item, please take a few minutes to complete the survey because that helps me know whether or not we're getting information and resources that are working for you. It also gives you the opportunity to tell me in a formal way, and it's all anonymous, but it will tell me what resources you're looking for and want to use. So as CDU goes to add resources to the library, we know what the people who use the library want and feel they need. One new resource is Oxford Biblical Studies Online. Oxford is changing this format, and so they're now making this center free. And when you get on here, the things that you can use that are really helpful is lines for like the biblical world or biblical rulers. So when you're working on timelines or you're trying to see there's a timeline there to help you. You can jump to a particular year by coming right here and you just put in whatever year you wanted. So if you wanted 200, you click and hit go, and it would take you to that time period. Now, let's go back again. Other things that you're going to find really helpful in here are your side-by-side view of the Bible with commentary or side-by-side view of two different biblical texts. So if you wanted to see two different versions of the Bible compared, And here you can have the New Oxford Annotated Bible compared with the King James Version. The other way this works is commentary. So you would have the version of the Bible that you wanted, and then you would have commentary that goes with each verse. Okay. The beauty of this is a scholarly resource. So it's already been vetted and done that work on its authority for you. Also up here, you have tools and resources for things that you might be interested in different calendars if you're looking up ancient. And the disclaimer is often in theological resources, like resources only make up a small portion of what's in there, but these are not necessarily Catholic resources, but they're good because you can respond to those when your essays and your term papers and explain, this is what, one group of people may think, this is why the church holds much more to share about that. So those are interesting things that you can look for. This is a resource that's changing at Oxford. So there are some don't have access to do a advanced search and tell the something on Cain and Abel. I'm just going to put Cain in right quick. It's going to tell you all of these different Oxford resources that have entries about Cain. Some of them you may be able to click on and we can see. Some of them they're changing and we're not. But if there's a resource in there that you see and you think that entry is the entry that you need and you can't get to it, you just need to email me. And I'll see if I can get us a copy of just that. So there is that item. And then the newest resource that we're going to have, it's right now it says it's a trial through December 18th, but that is only to give me time to finish our purchase of it. So it's really nice they're letting us have it free for 60 days, is the new Theology and Religion Online Center from Bloomsbury Press. I'll get this to open up. And this center, this resource has these different theological collections, including the Anchor Yell Bible commentaries and the Anchor Yell Bible. I learned it Yell Anchor Bible, so I keep stumbling on that. If you just went up here and typed Cain, it is going to search all of those resources.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, though. It didn't log. Sometimes we have to go into it a second time, because if you are in there, up here at the top, it says access provided by Catholic Distance University. I don't know why today, every time I've gone here, I've had to go in a second time before it authenticates correctly. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. You can also set up your personal account so you can save researches or searches and information you want to go back to later. So I'm going to go in here to Cain now that I've made sure that we're have our access. So it's going to tell you, so in this article in the Anchor Yell Bible Dictionary has 40 matches. That means the word Cain comes up 40 times. So that might be an article you want to look at. It's also going to tell me that in the Anchor Yell Bible commentaries, there are 97 commentaries about Cain. The Jesus Library has 38. This is telling you which collection it comes from, or if it's a particular, how many references in this library. There are articles and things that it is the beauty as a theology scholar for this database. So let's say I want to look at this article. I'm going to click here. It's going to show me digitally this entry from the Yale Anchor Library or Anchor Bible Dictionary. I can save it. If I set up a personal account, I can save it so I can come back to it later. I can print it. I can email it to myself. And if I click over here in Citation, I'll select Chicago, which is going to be closest in that you'll have everything you need and you just have to format it correctly. And you can copy it to a clipboard, or if you use something like Zotero, you can send it to Zotero to use. So your citations, you should have all your citations because it's going to give them to you. Other
That's
things
remarkably
in this
helpful.
collection. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In this collection, there, some things, if you just want to be sure you're going to the Catholic Thought, so there is the Library of Catholic Thought, which contains the ever important Jerome Biblical Commentary, which is very, very useful. And then, so the same thing here. Once you're in there, you can go by Book of the Bible and get the Jerome Bible Commentary. And just like any of the sources in here, you can save them to your personal files or a personal account, and you can get your citation right the first time. Go back. And then one more time back. Other things that we have here, Dr. Thorell, for you, it has a whole section on research and teaching tools, lesson plans, there is featured content every 2 or 3 months, and then they archive it. So if you go to the featured content in the archive, 3 sessions back was Catholicism in history and society. So there are lots of special things that were included for that. Back again. And the other cool thing in here, you have a time, and this timeline is an interactive timeline. So when you're looking at this, you can see based on the little map pointers, their commentary on politics and science, if it's culture and arts, if it's text and sources, or if it's religious traditions. And so they have different points in the timeline. So you could just click here if I wanted religious tradition. And it's just going to give you a little blurb. And if you see that, then you can select read more and it'll take you to the source. There are also hundreds of pictures in here of religious artifacts. And one other thing in there that I didn't show you, go back. And when you open up these different blocks of things, some of them even have, so you can see the museum collections. It'll show you the timeline information there, but there are also audio interviews and their writings. So you can even you can listen to interviews if that helps. So I'm very excited that we now have this resource in our library. I hope you are too.
Can you hear me?
I see Cindy.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to mute again.
Cindy said during all of that, she only saw the library homepage and not the searches. Is that the same for everybody?
No, I saw everything
No,
you were doing.
I'm seeing your screen.
Okay.
You know, with the library homepage and all that.
Okay. Okay. But you saw my searches also?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Hopefully. Now, another thing that I put in here, just because we have
was
a
that
lot
the
of,
the search the you're talking about was the top?
Yes.
Where you typed in?
Yes.
Yeah. Then I don't see it now.
But you can see the screen change. Okay. No, I've gone back to the main page now. Okay. Now, another thing that I put in here that was in the library before, but a lot of people didn't see or know about is openlibrary.org. I know a lot of people and instructors will send you to things that have been scanned and are freely available on the Internet Archive. And the Internet Archive can be really difficult to use. But if you go instead to openlibrary.org and you can put in your same login for your Internet Archive, for those archive, your login will be the same. And then it's a much better interface for searching for items in the Internet Archive and finding those. So if you wanted commentary on Genesis, you can put it in the search box. And you will find these items that are available in the public domain. And you can select them and check them out and read them. But it's a much more efficient search and cleaner interface than just going directly to the Internet Archive. Okay. All right. So those are the new things. Some of the old things that I have pulled out and moved up, the New Catholic Encyclopedia. And we had one person earlier who had said that they, and I just,
you use it efficiently.
So we'll get. Using all
bandwidth. I'm going to close some of these other screens
that are still open. Okay, so I have met with some people that when they use the New Catholic Encyclopedia, they see the nice cover and they click on it. And then they kind of go down and search, which is what we would do if we had the book in our hands in a reference section in a physical library. However, we have this nice search box up here. So if I'm still working on my essay or thesis paper on Cain, I can type in Cain, and it is going to give me all the literature or articles in the Catholic Encyclopedia that talk about Cain.
Right now, your screen is still frozen on blue for us, or now it's gone back to your you only. We've lost the sharing for some reason.
Ah, okay. Hold on.
Thank you. I thought that was just me.
No.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. It's probably because it took so long for this to come up. Let's see.
Well, it changed when you started closing windows, I think. There we go. You're back.
Oh,
Yeah, now we can see that.
okay. Right. Okay. So I went up to the search box and I typed in Cain, and it gives me all of the different articles in the library about Cain. Okay. And let's say I decide to really think outside the box and I want to, or sometimes you can go down a rabbit hole, either one, but which is just part of searching. So let's say I want to understand Enoch literature. I'm just going to pick this article and open it up. Okay. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to get a lot of things. Once again, I can download or print this so I have it on paper to look at or to save it to look at later and not have to log back in. And I can also get my citation, which you get, it's going to come up as MLA. You'll change it to Chicago 17th edition. You can export it to any of these tools or just copy and paste it into your document. And then format that information correctly according to the Turabian book. So puts your citation at the end for you, and it gives you a bibliography that was used of the items that were used to create this article in the New Catholic Encyclopedia. And this is an important it's important to check these bibliographies because sometimes when I work with students who are like, I have this idea, I want to write this paper, but I don't know where to start, or they are, I'm supposed to write about a subject and they're to the subject. By going to something like the New Catholic Encyclopedia and starting with an entry there, it's your tertiary source because it's made up of multiple sources were used to write this article. Give you ideas of where to look. It can give you key terms. It can give you other places to go look. So when somebody's struggling, send them first to the Gale or the New Catholic Encyclopedia or the Anchor Bible Dictionary to get an overview of their topic. Okay, I'm going to switch back over here in the library. Another source that I pulled to the front that was buried down within the CDU library index is Papal Encyclical Online. It is what a lot of people didn't know beforehand. It is actually one of the best free resources out there. Had a number of awards from library associations. And so when you go there, you've just got an easy click library to search all of these encyclicals. And they have been authorized and verified for use. So you know that they haven't been tampered with and that they're a good primary source then for you to use. Okay. The other thing that we're going to talk about before we move towards finishing up this evening is the Atla Religion database and serials. It's still in its tablet form. So just click on the tablet. And it's going to open up. It's going to give you some information about the journal or contained in there, all the different things you can think of. I would suggest, because we're just going to do this very briefly, is there is a little short video on here. Search citate or search biblical text within the database. It's a little more detailed than what we're going to do now. But to get to the actual database, you just click on the graphic. And we'll give it a minute. And you're going to come to your search page. And so let's say I want to talk about Cain. And I'm going to tell it that I want it full text and scholarly reviewed. I could even go down and tell it that I wanted to be sure it was English, because there are languages in here. But if you read or speak another language fluently, there can be articles. You can find articles in other languages. And I'm going to tell it to search. And I get 170 different articles. It will give me other key terms that I might think about. And then I can see here it's an academic journal. So I know I'm staying with a scholarly resource. Sometimes you'll see reviews, so that may lead you to another article or book you want to look at. But then you can open up the full text by clicking on the little PDF link. Okay. You can download that PDF. A lot of times I suggest you just kind of read the abstract because there's so many, if you're trying to find the right one, you'll read the abstract and look through the footnotes to see if it's going to meet your needs. And then if it can't, you can print it, you can email it to yourself. And once again, because you're working with an academic source, this little yellow piece of paper over here is going to let you find your citation. So you can grab your citation. So that's always a big thing when you're doing that academic writing. You've got to cite your sources, whether they're paraphrased or they are a direct quote. Sorry. So maybe you want to change your search and you want to talk about Cain and Abel. So we can do our search again. It reduces it to 57 articles to choose from. Or maybe you want to talk about Cain and not Abel. You can change your Boolean and search again. And there are 113 articles. So that's how to search by article. But my favorite thing when I was an undergrad in theology was to come up here where it said scriptures. And it's going to give you all of the books of the Bible in canonical order. And so if I'm working in Genesis, I can expand it. And maybe what I want is in chapter 8. And maybe I'm doing an explication of verses 8, 9, and 10. I can start here with verse 8. And there are 775 articles that deal with verse 8. Now it's probably going to deal with more verses around it too, but you can go strictly from the scripture that you're supposed to be writing about. And that's one of the, I think that's my favorite part of this here, that
Here's just being able to
go and click on that scripture and then drill down from there. So if I say, oh yes, I wanted the new Adam is what I want to do that. So then I can just come over here and go new Adam and then and search again. It's the only article. But if there's more, it'll just define it that way. This is where I'm going to stop sharing and ask if anybody has any specific questions about a resource in the library. No?
I will throw one
Very
out
nice
there.
introduction.
Got real
Oh,
quiet.
sorry, Theodore. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
When I
Okay.
was first
So
trying
any
with
questions?
can you hear me?
No?
Can you hear
Stephanie, can you
Mr.
not
St.
hear?
John? He's asking you a question.
No,
You
I
can't hear
can't
me?
hear him.
Let me
Oh.
try again.
I can hear him.
I don't know why. It says the stream on my screen. It says his stream is unable. So what is
Oh, wow.
Theodore St. John's question?
Okay.
Go ahead, Theodore.
I was
I'll
I think,
tell her.
thank you. You may have covered this before I was able to get on, but the best searchable, just the New American Bible.
Okay. He's asking what would be the best way to search for just the New American Bible.
Just the New American Bible?
Right, like what resource might be the best place to go for that?
If I just want to pull up a...
It's going to be right now in both the Oxford Religion Database or the Oxford Biblical Studies Center. It's going to be in the I believe it's in the Theology and Religion Online and available through the usccb.org. So if you're looking,
Okay.
if you're looking to see it online in the Bible, there you can find it at all those sources. That's a thought though. That can be another section as we change the page. It's just different versions of the Bible. Yes, Bible Gateway that Cindy Stallcup just put in there. That's a good one. And the CCC is available online through USCCB, but I'm working to look at those sources that our students are using them. And instead of having to drill down through a text page of hot links, kind of move them to the front and foremost of the library page at this time. So if you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see up front and center, let me know, because we can make them easier to find on these pages. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this. Oops, get my mouse back over here.
Now, Clarence, did you also have a question?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was only commenting that I thought it was a very thorough presentation. I had no idea that of some of these new resources.
There's a lot out there, and more are coming. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here and share my screen here again. And I'm going to give you some housekeeping tips and best practices. If the new things that have been added to the CDU Online Library, authentication so that you sometimes if you don't authenticate correctly through the CDU library, it will tell you have to sign in with your institution, and that means that it's not accessing it correctly. So one thing I have found with most of these resources is they work correctly when you're working through Google Chrome. So if you haven't done so already, you do need Google Chrome account with using your CDU email.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, log into Canvas. And then that generally stops or ends any authentication problems. Atla Religion Database does not like Microsoft Edge. And so if you have problems and you're like, well, I've logged into Canvas and went to the library, but it still tells me to log into EBSCO or to log into Bloomsbury, this is what you have to do. You have to have a Google Chrome account. I don't know why it wants to fight with other servers, but I have found that out in my last 2 months. Another thing for practices is whenever you're working with the EBSCO, Oxford, or Theology and Religion Online, go ahead and set up your personal account as well. Take advantage of being able to save your documents that you like or your searches there. Take advantage of the citation generators. And when you don't know where to begin with a topic, start with the New Catholic Encyclopedia or the Anchor Yale Bible Dictionary. Get a good overview and then come up with some key search terms using the EBSCO, Oxford, or Theology and Religion Online. And as I said earlier, if you can't find something that you want or can use within 15 minutes, don't struggle. Send the librarian an email or reach out on Pronto and save yourself a lot of frustration. Here, I also want to ask you to share with me your takeaways. So in the chat, I'm going to put this link for that y'all that are just observing, or you can scan again. And this little survey is more of a free form. If you will just write in there the things that, here I've got it in the chat now. Write in there the things that you want to try or you look forward to using now that you know what's out there in the library. I'd like to hear what you think is going to work great for you. Oh, hang on. That's okay. Also, when you need help library, it's articles, books, and much more. When you need help with finding articles or doing your research, you can always use this URL to book an appointment to get help. I do 30-minute meetings using Google Meet. We meet face to face and I walk you through your search and help you find the articles you need or other scholarly resources compile and help you better understand what makes one source better than another. Other things that you can do, you can schedule one of those meetings using the writing lab link. Can help you plan your essay or your paper. I can help you properly quote or paraphrase sources, check your footnotes and citations, and make sure they're right. You proofread your paper. So there is lots of help out there. Take advantage of it. That's why I'm here. So we'll take a minute to see if anybody has any questions, and then we'll get Dr. Thorell to spin the wheel and let us know who won.
I've been waiting. Yeah, thank you so much, Stephanie, because this has been very, very helpful. And now that we've had this recorded, we can hopefully load this into the library and student life too, so that people can view this after the fact too, which will be very helpful.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to go for it because it looks like Theodore and Clarence do not have any further
Okay.
questions. So let's click the little spinner and
Okay.
see what happens. It's close. Well, you guys had about a 50-50 chance. But
Wait, there.
congratulations.
What about Cindy? Doesn't she get a shot?
I was sticking to students on the wheel. I don't know. Sorry.
Okay.
Clarence is the winner.
Oh boy.
Clarence
Thank
is the
you.
winner. Well,
Thank
I
you.
didn't even see it spin.
Okay, well, the other thing, I will tell you now, the other thing that's going to go out tomorrow, whoops, I stopped my share. So the other thing that's going to go out tomorrow is the fact that for the rest of the month, for October, everyone who makes a appointment for research or writing help, or for either research, writing, I'm going to keep those names all month, and I'm going to draw at the end of the month for another gift card. So the just, you can always go back. Oh, let me go back over here. Share. So if you want to have that second chance to win that gift card, you can schedule an appointment. Here are the links to this. It's on the library page, but this that says links to an external site links you directly to my calendar. I generally take appointments from 8 to 8, Monday through Friday. And that's Central Standard Time. That lets me get people on the East Coast as well as the West Coast. And I will do them on Sunday afternoons by special request. But I will tell you, next week I'm on a vacation that I had planned before I came to CDU. And so since I won't be available during the week next week, I have opened up some times this Saturday, the 6th, from 1 to 5, and then Sunday the 14th from noon to 4. So you guys can always get a time on the weekend as well, and take 30 minutes to save yourself a lot of time later. So, okay.
That's wonderful.
Anything else?
Just let me know, and I'll save our recording because I have to turn it off while we're still on, or else it doesn't save to the pronto for whatever reason.
Okay. Well, I'll let you. Yeah, I'm good unless anybody has any questions. You can stop the recording. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much, Stephanie. That was very helpful.
Yes, ditto. I hope you can hear me next time.
I'm glad that helped.
Yeah, I'm glad some of us could hear you, Theodore.
So we'll stop recording.
Yes, thank you.
All right, turning off the recording now. And so that